Hi, this is Sam and you're watching Primpy and Peachy, and today I'm going to be doing a really simple, basic fall look, something that's very easy for anyone to do, and something that would basically be my everyday look kind of going to work. A lot of you will probably be commenting about how long it's been since I've made a video, and there are 101 excuses I can give you as to why I have not been making videos lately, but a few of them have to do with kind of the way my hair is. My hair was kind of growing out from my shorter look, and it was in this kind of awkward grow out phase, which I wasn't really so keen on, and I didn't really want to show to the world of YouTube and all of the critics. I've been missing you guys. I've really been missing you guys, and there was a little piece in my heart missing from making videos for you guys and having the feedback and having that interaction with you. So I knew I really wanted to start getting back into videos. And then I got a message from a lovely subscriber yesterday asking if I could please do a video on a beauty look because she's not feeling very well right now. She's having some health issues and she could really use a little cheering up. So how can I say no to that? I have cleansed my skin. I have prepped it with a serum and then just some of the Josie Maran daily moisturizer with SPF 40. Gotta protect the pale skin. Start with complexion. And I wanted to kind of touch on complexion, especially for people who are more pale out there. It can be hard to find the right shade. And I don't know if this is, I guess, going to be a little bit of like a plug. I do work, I don't know if I mentioned this into other videos or not, but I do work at Sephora. I've been working there for a long time. All of my videos have always been my own opinion, and I don't get any kind of endorsement or anything like that from Sephora, anything I say. But Sephora has this new kind of system called Color IQ, and I got my Color IQ match, which actually proved to me and the world that I am the lightest shade possible at Sephora. So that kind of gave me some good insight as to what kind of shade I was and what products were working with me. And I was kind of even realizing that some of the products I was wearing were even a little bit too dark for me. What I start off with is the Tarte Moisturizer, Tinted Moisturizer, and this one is in Ivory. And I put a little bit of that right on the back of my hand, maybe like a little bit more. And then I also go in with the Maracuja concealer, and this is in Fair. And what I actually do is I put a little bit of that in with the Tinted Moisturizer. It just helps to build up the coverage and kind of helps to lighten it a little bit because the concealer is a little bit lighter. And then I'll put a little bit on all areas of my face. And this is a really good tip for people who are also on a budget. And if you want to have different looks going, it's great. So all you really need is a tinted moisturizer and a concealer. And if you mix a little bit of the concealer into the tinted moisturizer, you can get like a foundation amount of coverage. And then if you just want concealer, you can use just the concealer. And if you want just to wear tinted moisturizer, you have just tinted moisturizer. So basically with 2 products, you get the look of 3. So that's a good kind of money saving tip. So I'm just going to go in with a beauty blender. It really helps to blend everything very quickly and flawlessly, and I feel like in the morning, who couldn't use an extra minute of time saving? Okay, all blended. Now, what I like to do actually is go and do my brows, because when I set my face, I also want to set my brows. As you can see, I don't really have the fullest brow. I was a victim of my own doing back in middle school. I thought it'd be a good idea to just pluck them all into a line. They've never really grown back. You can comment below if you've actually had this problem too, the no brow look. So what I like to do is I just brush up my brows just like so. And for this, I'm using the Hourglass Arch Pencil, and this is in blonde. But I also really like the Anastasia brow pencil in caramel as well. But I'm just giving this one a go. So I just kind of start lightly filling in my brows. So once I have my brows basically in check, what I like to do is go in with a setting powder and set my whole face. And for this, I'm going to be using the Korres setting powder. What I like about this is that it sets your makeup and kind of gives you a more matte texture, but it still gives you a glow to the skin. And I feel like that's really indicative of like vintage beauty, is they all had a really matte texture to their face, but they still had that glow. There wasn't a flat kind of dull look. Like it was matte, but still radiant. And I really like that. And so what I like to do next, just to kind of shape my face, is I do a little bit of a darker powder. You can do a contour powder or a matte bronzer. And I like to just kind of define my cheekbones. So for that, I'm going to be using the Terracotta by Guerlain, this one here. And this one is in shade number 2, and it's for bronze. And it's a super, super light color bronzer that is matte, so you can wear it even if you're fair-skinned. And I'm just giving my cheekbones a little bit of light definition. For this look, I'm going to kind of do more of a berry fall type look. So I'm going to be using this new blush from Benefit. It's called Rockateur. And it has a really nice berry look. It's very rosy and looks like that. It has a nice glow to it as well. I'm just going to add a little bit of that. So not a lot, not a huge cheek look, just enough to kind of give it a little bit of definition. I'm going to go back to my brows. I'm obsessed with brows because I feel like I have so little brow. I really want to have that bold, beautiful 1950s brow, which I just don't think is in my cards. I don't think I'll ever get, but I'd love to have like the Brooke Shield brows, like big brows. So what I'm going to do to kind of give me a little extra brow once I've set everything is I'm going to go in, and this is Gimmebrow by Benefit. And I'm just going to add a little bit of this. It just helps to give you a nice shape. Kind of groom all of the little hairs all in place. You can kind of see the difference between one brow and the other, how it kind of just gives you that little bit of extra oomph to the brow. Okay, so next I'm going to add a little bit of a highlight to my face. What I actually use for a highlighter is a white iridescent eyeshadow. And that's just something I think a lot of people know is like a little bit of a trick. And I use a little highlighting brush like this. I got this from, I think it's called Pure Minerals or something like that. And, oh, Everyday Minerals, sorry. And I'll put the link and everything, all the descriptions below on where you can get it. And also what the name is if anyone's interested. But what I do is I just add a little bit of highlight just to my cheekbones up to my brow bone. And I don't know how many of you out there have seen my book review on the Westmore Brothers 1950s beauty book. But that one actually gave me a lot of great tips that I still use today on how to do makeup for my face shape. And then one of my favorite little tricks is down the nose. For eyeshadow, I like to keep it pretty simple. I don't want to use a lot of shadow to overwhelm my eye. I have a little bit more smaller eye and a little bit of a hooded lid. So I like to keep it more simple and then have the emphasis just on my lips. So for that, I'm just going to start off with this eyeshadow primer. This is from Urban Decay. This is their new anti-aging primer. I've always been a fan of the Urban Decay shadow primer, but when this came out, I was like, oh my goodness, this is exactly what I've been looking for. Because the Urban Decay shadow primer was great. It definitely helped make your shadow stay on. It was perfect if you had a little bit more of an oily lid like I did. I do. But I found that it could kind of emphasize the fine lines on your lid and almost make your eyelids look a little bit more wrinkly than they do. But with this one, it's perfect. It kind of just minimizes any of the fine lines or texture you have on your lid. And the powder blends into it so easily that it doesn't look powdery. Like, no matter how much eyeshadow you have on, it doesn't look like it's caked up, which is amazing. That's why I love it so much. Next, I'm just going to start with some neutral shades. This is the Matte Palette by Stila. And I'm just going to take a light shade and a simple shadow brush, and I'm just going to put a base. So I just apply that all over. I want this to be something really simple and something really basic that everyone can do, especially if you only have like 10 minutes going out of the house. I know I'm explaining everything, but really this takes me like 10 minutes in the morning. Next, you could go in with a brush like this. This is a number 27 crease brush from Sephora. But what I actually like to do, and this is kind of like a little bit of a lazy cheat, is I like to use a pretty big brush. And sometimes if I want to do more of a cut crease or want something more specific, more defined, I'll go in with a thinner crease brush. But if I'm in a rush and I want things to be blended pretty easily, pretty quickly, I go in with a pretty big brush. So this one's actually the Airbrush Concealer Brush. And just for a little bit of definition, I'm going to go into the one shade darker over here. This is Desert. And I just tap some onto the brush, and then with the socket of my eye, I just run over into the socket, and it blends everything really quickly and really easily, and you don't have to be an expert. So sometimes using a little bit of a bigger brush helps to make things a little bit easier and cut back on time. Next, I like to go in with a white liner pencil, and for that, I'll just use a little bit of definition underneath my eye to help my eyes look bigger. I have a little bit of an eye complex and a brow complex. My eyes and my brows are just never big enough. Whatever I can do to make them bigger. And then what I actually like to do is I'll warm up the kohl pencil on the back of my hand, and then I'll actually run it over the top lashes. If you have more of a hooded eye, or you want to kind of have the front lash line of your eye pop out a little bit more, this is a really nice kind of technique because it kind of brightens the eye. So once I have the liner done, I always curl my lashes just to kind of give it a little bit more of that flirty shape. Some people have a natural, beautiful curl to their lashes, but mine kind of grow out straight. So just to kind of give it a little bit more oomph, you can really see the difference between both eyes. And for this, I'm using the Shuamera eyelash curler. My final step in my everyday basic beauty routine for eyes is just a little bit of mascara. For me, I want my lashes to look longer and thicker, but I hate when they look clumpy. If lashes are clumping together or they look spidery, it's just something that I just really can't stand. Some people just love volume and they'll do anything and they'll just kind of layer and layer and layer, and they don't mind if it clumps, but I love it when lashes just look fanned out and lifted and with a little bit of extra length and volume. So for that, I'm going to be using the Marc Jacobs mascara, like this. And I like this formulation because it's more of a gel formulation. It doesn't get clumpy and it gives you a nice fanned out look. Okay, for my last step of my routine, it's the lips. The lips make the biggest impact in my beauty look, I guess. And I think it's the easiest thing to kind of pull together a whole look and just add a lip, a pop of color, and you look so much more put together. So I start off with a lip primer, and this is Bite Lip Primer. And I use it just around the lips just to kind of fill in any fine lines I have and make a little bit of a smoother canvas for my lipstick to go on. Then I like to use an invisible lip liner. This is something I've just kind of gotten into, but I find that it makes a huge difference, especially for longevity. It's just a clear lip liner, and this one's called No More Bleeding Lips. And I just go on the outside of your lip. And it's clear, but it does actually help to add a little bit of highlight around your lip and give you a little bit more of a fuller lip look. Just like that. And then for my lips, I want to do something a little bit berry, something a little bit more fall look. So I decided to go for the Bite Lip Cream. And you can really see what a difference a nice deep pop of color can do for your face. I'm absolutely loving these deep kind of berry tones for fall. I feel like they make your skin look like brighter. They make your eyes look more intense, especially if you have blue eyes. It really helps to pop out everything. Yeah, this is, I guess, my first basic makeup tutorial. You guys can comment and like below if you like the makeup tutorial. If you want to see more, I know this was a really basic look, but I wanted to kind of give you a beginner type look. And comment below if you liked it and if you want to see more and maybe something more dramatic, something more glamorous, a little bit more advanced next time. I'm working on a little bit of a different setup now that I finally have an HD camera, and hopefully next time you see me, you'll see me in a little bit of a different setting and that you will see me soon. Okay, have a great day.